All right. So I think we're ready to go. Hello, everybody. Glad you can be here tonight. Let's go ahead and get started here. Hi, Mellow Yellow. Hello, Mina. God. Okay. Hi, Lexi. Hello, Terry. Hi, Dragon's Horde Design. Hello, Big Dog Leather. Hello, TH. So glad that you guys can all be here tonight. This is kind of a whirlwind project. I was a little bit late getting this together. You know, holidays being as they are. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I thought this little polar bear was quite fitting as kind of a little farewell for the year 2020. This will be our last live stream until after the first of the year. There's just so much going on with the holidays, and the next 2 Fridays are really close to both Christmas and New Year's. So, just wanted to let you guys know that we won't have another live stream until January 6th, just because it's so crazy, and I could certainly use some vacation time too. So, and I know everybody has a crazy schedule. So this is our little send off for the year. So I did not have time to get this pattern posted on Patreon, but I will do that. And also during these next couple weeks where we will not have live streams, I owe the patrons on Patreon a few patterns that I've got kind of behind on. So I'm gonna try to get those caught up as well. So if you're at the $10 a month or more membership, you should be getting more patterns coming your way. Hello, Earthborn Graphics. So you got my downloads, but can't seem to get them to save or open on your phone, so you'll have to use your laptop. Okay. If those are like tutorials that you purchased from my website, if you have any problems with those at all, just let me know. Sometimes, like the company that helps release those digital products, they only let you download them so many times, but I can reset that if there's a problem. So just hit me up and I can help out with that. So I know, Terry, I really enjoy the live streams too, but I could use a little bit of extended break to kind of, you know, make a good plan for the new year and all that. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Terry. Hi, Lynx Lady. A polar bear. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be kind of a challenging, well, a little bit of a challenging project because it's a white bear. Okay, let me get our screen changed up here. Okay. I'll try to move stuff so my picture isn't covering the polar bear. I think he's cuter. Okay, so this is a pretty simple project. We're gonna go fairly quickly. I'm hoping that we can get this all done in one shot tonight, so we don't have to roll this over into the new year. So I just transferred this on like late this afternoon, and I'm gonna hit these graphite lines a little bit to just knock them down so they're not so visible. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Larry. Hi, Jim. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I wound up having to, I decided not to pursue a book at this time because I had everything laid out to pursue a book for another book for Woodburning, but I need a little bit of I think recovery and recuperation time with all the other responsibilities that I have, trying to get 2 kids through high school and then a young one in elementary school. So it's a little bit much for me right now. I think I just need to kind of step back from the book, and it'll be better later. So, and okay, here we go. So this guy is pretty light, which means he'll go fairly fast. Normally when I have a subject that's really light like this, I'll put a black background in there. I'm not going to do a black background tonight unless we like have extra time. So anyway, we'll just kind of go with it. So the main things that we want to get first off are the eyes and the nose. Yeah, I'm always overbooked. It seems like it's just, I don't know, something I can't ever get around. But I do the best I can. So I hope you guys can see. If I need to zoom in or something or move this, let me know. I know this is a 5x7, so it's a little bit smaller. So these eyes have a little bit of like a teardrop shape. If you were to look at it sideways, it's a little bit of a teardrop. Oh, and calendars. I just got the second batch of calendars in yesterday. Anyway, I'm packaging them up today and they will go out tomorrow. So if you have not received your calendar yet, they will be in the mail tomorrow. And these, I think, are being delivered quite quickly. So if anybody has received their calendar already, let me know. Okay, so just a little bit of a teardrop. And so the nose is kind of a bit of a blob. That comes down into the mouth. We don't see a whole lot of detail in here, but just do the best we can. So you're gonna want a little bit of a softer edge where the nose kind of blends down into the mouth. So I'm gonna kind of soften that up a little bit. So excuse me, it looks a little flat right now, but we'll go ahead and fill this in. I don't want to get overburn, but we'll do what we can. So I had a big day planned today to get all kinds of stuff done, get all the calendars packaged, everybody's shipments that have just, you know, if you've ordered something from me in the last little bit, it's going to get all that taken care of, get this project laid out. And we have some really great neighbors that are here only part of the time, and normally I take the snowmobile over to kind of help take care of their place. And it was so cold I could not get the snowmobile started, so I had to walk. It's like a 2-mile round trip through the deep snow to clear off their panels so that their house doesn't freeze up. So that was a little bit of a longer delay today. So I'm running a little bit later, but their house is warm now, so that's great. What are you doing? But I got my exercise in today, that's for sure. I have a cat. Missy, what are you doing? Hang on, guys. Yeah, you can't do that. That's not a good place. Where are you going? Want to come over here? Want to go in the window? You can go in the window. Sorry, I have this incline desk, and cats on incline don't usually have good traction. Come on, move. Okay, so you got your order in, Lori? Awesome. I'm getting that packaged up tonight. Jam, you got your calendars. Awesome. Very, very good. Cool. So Dragon's Horde Design, yeah, if you have questions, go ahead and fire away. If I miss some of your questions, let me scroll back up in case I missed something. Okay. Well, if anything comes up, just let me know. Okay. Here we go. Cat is secure. You posted a link to a project you finished. Okay, I don't see that. I'm not sure why. But if it doesn't go through, you can email that to me also. My email is questions@minisapyrography.com. So Mina, I've got yours packaged up right now. I was going to put your stickers in there from your giveaway. I know it's been a little bit, but what stickers did you decide, Mina, for your giveaway? I've got, I was very fortunate to get quite a few orders in this Christmas season, and so I'm just trying to get, like, make sure everything gets taken care of and I don't miss anything. But I just need to put your stickers in there and then it's ready to go. Terry says, I got your book yesterday. Thing is, I had forgotten I already had it. Oh, okay. I have two of the same thing. Was wanting your % off. One thing I did order, I didn't get, is the bison. Okay, so that print will come separately from my print production company. So your print, I ordered it through them, oh gosh, quite a while ago. So you should be getting it soon. And it'll come, it comes really well packaged. They usually ship them flat instead of rolled, which is really great. So I don't ship those because I don't print them. I just have them printed and then they ship directly to you. So you should probably get those soon. I know some other people have gotten theirs already. So okay, so we did the little tiny bear toes, and now we have the little tiny bear pad. And thank you so much to everybody that put in an order. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Being able to help keep the lights on and cover bills. I just really, really appreciate each of you. So this, the eyes and the nose and the paw are pretty much going to be your darkest values. They're going to be your number 5s as you go ahead and burn those in. Thanks, Mina, for putting my email in there. Okay, Terry, you're going to give the extra book to a friend. Awesome. I know some people have, you can always donate it to like your local library too. I find that sometimes I do the same thing and purchase a second book when I already had one. So, okay. So next we have just some like little lines here. It's like we're seeing the claws. Kind of the top of the claws as they're hidden in the fur. So roll that burner up and get a nice hard edge if you can. Okay, so I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but I'm really trying to get just the some of the darkest values in here first. Then I'm going to go down to the toes. I was going to make this into an ornament and just do like the upper part of the bear, but the kids really loved the whole bear. They loved his feet, so I changed that. That's what we're doing now. That's great, Larry. Your elephant turned out amazing. I think it's fantastic. That's awesome. Terry says, your mousse with the colored background is really nice. Is that alcohol inks? Yes, it is. That was alcohol inks. And that was a little scary because even though I clear coated the wood burning 6 coats and then I applied I masked off the mousse and then blasted ink all over the top of it, which is pretty scary. And then it dried, and I pulled off the masking and then realized that some of that yellow, which is really strong for some reason, it bled through, and I had to take like isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip and kind of scrub it off and clean it up. So it's always scary to do that. But I like the effect of it. I have a turtle wood burning that we did as a tutorial long time ago, like beginning of last year. And I was gonna put some ink on that, and I haven't gotten to it yet. Dennis is asking, what picture would you love to burn but intimidates you? I just started a wood burning of Jesus from the series The Chosen. And he's given somebody a hug that he just kind of helped out and saved. And it's big, and there's a lot of texture. And that one is very intimidating for me right now because it's got Jesus's face, and I'm just starting into it. I'm trying to be so careful because anytime you have kind of a recognizable subject, I find that I get a lot of pressure and intimidation in that regard. Just trying to make sure that it looks like the person. So the textures I'm fine with. Probably portraits are one of the most intimidating things for me. I love textures. Fur I can burn just fine, but portraits are really tough, especially small portraits. So I hope that answers your question, Dennis, but that's probably I decided to do a project that would really push me out of my comfort zone, and that's what I decided to do, was a picture of Jesus from the Chosen series. So we'll see how that turns out. It's daunting, but it'll help me to grow. So you're welcome, Larry. Hi, Jennifer. Earthborn Graphics says, what made you choose the thicker style of burner versus a more slender pen-shaped one like the razor tip? Honestly, this is the first burner that I purchased. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to try to burn over something that I carved that didn't look very good. And so I thought, well, maybe if I burned over it, it would look better, and it didn't. But I just went down to Walmart and grabbed, a quick and easy, whatever they had at Walmart. And so I taught myself how to use it, not knowing what I was doing, but I couldn't afford the razor tip to begin with. So I just used what I had and wound up becoming, I think, more comfortable with it because that's what I began learning on. But I do have a razor tip, and it's good in certain instances. I'm still learning that one, so that's why I tend to stick with this one. I hope that makes sense. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, I'm excited and terrified of this portrait of Jesus. I've always wanted to do something like that of Jesus, but just haven't found a good reference photo. And anyway, I'm going to give it a try, and hopefully it turns out. Maybe I can get that done over Christmas. So Dragon's Horde Design, you're working on an image from the anime series Arcane Jinx. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. Portraits are scary. Yeah. They are. They're very stressful. I also have a custom order of like an 11 by 14 portrait of a cowboy that I have to get done before the end of the month too. And the reference photo is not the best, so I'm really gonna have to do my best on that one too. I'm a little scared of that one, but portraits I think are the most difficult thing to burn, which is funny because I would rather draw portraits with pencil than fur. It's weird. So I'm just kind of like lightly outlining the bear right now because I'll probably go with a black background in the end. Lori Lee, portraits are tough. Yep. Okay. Dennis, you have portraits are difficult too. Gotcha. Thanks, Terry. I'm glad you like the tree. I don't have much room, so I found one that was really flat on one side, so it fits up against the window. We found it in the forest, and it was all tipped over, and it had been snowed on for several years, and it was flat, and it was bent over like this. So I like to try to cut trees that aren't going to make it anyway. So that's our flat-sided Christmas tree. So just putting on a real light outline to kind of help give the polar bear some shape and some form. Now I know I've talked about in the past how you need to be careful when it comes to outlining stuff. There is a time and a place for that. And when you're going to do a background that's going to be darker than your subject, you can go ahead and outline it lightly. I would not put in a really heavy handed outline where it dents the wood and it's really dark. You'll have a harder time kind of blending that out. So anytime you outline, go kind of lighter. Larry, is the Jesus picture a commission? No. The only commission I have is one of a cowboy right now. The Jesus picture is just for me because I have not done a personal project like we were talking, I think, the last week. I've not done one of those just for myself in a long, long time. And if somebody wants to buy it when it's done, you know, that's fine, but I wanted something that would challenge me and really push me to grow. And I think that's it because I'm kind of terrified of it. Trying to stay caught up on the chat, guys. Hi, Schuler. Glad you're here. Schuler Jeffrey. I don't know if I should call you Schuler or Jeffrey, but glad that you're here. Okay. So just a little bit of form on the bear. And then we'll get into the fur. So white fur is always interesting because there's more there than you would think. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of shading inside the ear. Now I'm still operating on full power, full heat, which is a little bit risky, but I'm going to try to really move the burner fast and not accidentally overburn it. So I like to work from dark to light, so I'm going to take a look at some of these little fur patterns where the fur is really dark. So when you're looking at a fluffy critter like this, the darker patches are going to want to push back. They're the fur that if you could like wriggle your fingers into their fur, it'd be way down in there. And then the lighter fur is going to be closer to the surface where it catches more light. So dark values will push back, light values will pull forward. And then we'll just go ahead and put in some lighter shading. So for this softer shading, I'm going to rock the point into a flatter position so I'm not getting a lot of visible strokes. Oh, Jeff. Okay, cool. Thanks. Just call you Dragon. Okay. That's good. Larry, you have a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. Oh, wow. When we first moved up here, I took some time to do a few puzzles. They're a lot of fun. But I don't get anything else done because I always walk by and have to just look for some more pieces, but that's great. Dragon, yeah, you can send that to me for sure. Because I don't see where there's a link. Maybe I could see it later. I don't know. Oh, and guys, On Redbubble, I have some of my wood burnings as jigsaw puzzles. I ordered one of the mountain scene. Oh my goodness. You talk about a challenge, because everything is sepia tone. It's crazy. Okay, good, Dragon. Awesome. I'll take a look at that later tonight. And Terry says you can burn your own jigsaw puzzle. That's cool. That's awesome. I've seen some of those on Facebook. And so this guy is probably going to go pretty quickly, but we'll just... I hope this turns out, guys. Anytime you have an animal with their, like, that has a snout that you're looking at straight on, there's always a trick to getting that illusion of a snout. It's a little bit of a challenge, but we'll see what we can do. This guy's pretty small. It would help also to have another photo, I think, of this guy and make it a little bit darker. It's hard to see all the values on something with such a light subject. So I'd strongly recommend turning your burner down for this, but we're just going to keep on going. Oh, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. You got the calendar. Awesome. Very good. I love to hear that those things are coming through and being delivered. Took me like 25 minutes in the UPS line to get those sent. But that's okay. It was like right before noon too. I felt so bad. We had a lot of snow that night and I couldn't get to the post office sooner. So adding a lot of texture in the front of the paw, because we're looking directly like into the fur. So whenever you're looking directly into fur and you're not seeing the side of it, you're going to want a lot more texture in there as well. So a lot of texture on this paw. It's almost like a stippling kind of move, but with a slide. Like a dot and a slide is what I'm doing in here. And I'm really jumping around here on this. Thanks, Barbara. I'm so glad that it's hanging in your studio. So I kind of got in trouble with the calendars because Captain Jack was in there. And my printer wound up canceling one of my orders. So I won't get a calendar this year. And I might have to beg forgiveness from one of my family members because I don't have enough calendars. But I'm glad everybody got their calendars before I got in trouble. It was not my intention. I completely forgot about that. But most everybody got their calendars. I think me and one other person won't get their calendar. I'll do better next time. So really just focusing on some of these larger chunks of darker fur. And you can go back over and make another pass. You love the paws. I like the paws too. Hi Chris, glad you can make it. Jennifer, I think the Walnut Hollow does make a wire tip burner that is, it's more expensive than what I'm using now, but it's nowhere near as expensive as the razor tip. So if you're looking at trying to get into a wire tip burner, you might take a look at Walnut Hollow's little, it's kind of small, but I have one. I have not tested it out yet. And if anybody else has a recommendation for Jennifer as far as a wire tip burner that's not as expensive as the razor tip, feel free to let her know. So before I add in the surrounding shading, I think I'm going to darken up what I've already burned a little bit more, because it's funny, right now it looks dark enough, but once I add shading around it, it's not going to be dark enough. So I'm just going to add more layers. That'll create more depth and build up some more shading and texture as I go. Thanks, Mina. Yeah, Jennifer, she put a link there. Cool. So Barbara says the Walnut Hollow burner that is a wire tip runs about $60 at Hobby Lobby. Okay, keep in mind also, if you can find that on Michaels sometimes has that 40% off any one item coupon, and so that's a great way to get a burner for less. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding in some more soft shading. This will go pretty quick. And fill in and make those paws look nice and fluffy. You okay? That was the cat. Hey guys! Okay. Well, the cat knocked something down. Hang on. Let me make sure the cat's not stuck. Give me 1 minute. Cat is Treble. Okay. Hey. Missy, I'm assuming knocked something down in the kitchen or something. Something big crashed. Would you make sure she's not trapped or stuck or anything?
Missy is over by your thing.
What thing?
Your little curtain.
Where? What was that big crash?
I heard no big crash yet. She's right here.
There was a huge crash in the kitchen. Yeah. See if there's anything broken. Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys. It wasn't the tree. No, the tree is still there. I had to...
I don't see nothing.
Something broke or crashed. Is my printer okay?
Yes.
Okay, well,
I don't see nothing.
Okay, thank you. It was a big crash, so I don't know.
I don't see anything. I didn't hear anything.
Okay, as long... Well, the cat's okay, so there we go.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Sorry. Yeah, she's a hooligan. Okay, so this will go pretty fast. We're just going to start laying in some shading. Now, the bear seems kind of backlit, so along here is going to be kind of some of our lighter areas. It's like our light source is coming kind of from this way. So Dragon, you're having a hard time with your wood. Poplar, birch, or maple? Yeah, I would stay away from anything plywood based. There's some glue and whatnot in that plywood that's really not very safe to burn over. So the thicker pieces of wood are better, even though they're more expensive. Have you tried burning on basswood? I prefer it over birch and some of the other ones, because you can get a nice big, like a thick piece of that. So Jeff, shouldn't the bear have a Coke in its paw? That was like all the rage a while ago. That would be cute. You could put that in there if you wanted to. You could like put the little drink bottle in there. Yeah, that was very big, very popular. Hi, Steve. So the darkest area is going to... Now what? It has been so cold. No, it's okay. You go lay down. It's okay. I'm not mad. You lay down. It's okay. Lay down. Go lay down. It's been so cold lately that the cat can't go out and play. And she's kind of going crazy. She fetches. We bounce these little balls and she chases them and then brings them back in her mouth. It's really cute. But if she doesn't go outside for a bit, she gets really bad. So I'm trying to follow kind of some of the direction of the fur here. It kind of is looping this way. So if you need to move that piece of wood and kind of turn it, that might be better. That's cool, Jennifer. That's very neat. I'm sorry she passed away, though. Barbara, your kitten just tried to eat your headphones. That's good. Yeah. These cats get pretty ornery. So I'm going to go a little slower and try to build up a little bit more darker areas. Okay, so I think we're getting there. I think we need a little bit more shading and texture in here. So I do have a question for you guys, and I know we usually do a question kind of towards the end of the feed for the giveaway, but I just was wondering, as far as, you know, as you're learning wood burning, what do you think is the most important skill to you that if you could master that one skill that you would kind of get where you want to be as an artist? What is your number one skill that you really want to master as a wood burning artist, whether it's shading or fur or whatever? Just kind of curious on that, and how I can kind of plan out the new year with making sure that you guys are learning what you need and want to know. So what's your biggest skill that you want to master as a wood burning artist? Yeah, Jennifer, that is so difficult. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Yeah, Alzheimer's is a very sad thing. Thanks, TH. Yeah, if you could like the video, that would be wonderful and really help me out. Thanks. I always never suggest that. Jennifer says fur. Terry says, oh, sorry. Starting and stopping without leaving the little dots at each stroke. So the stop spots. Earthborn Graphics says shading. Jennifer shading. Jim says understanding shadows and shading. Okay, Barbara, shading for depth. Good. Okay, so Dragon, you're not looking. I am looking for not plywood. I'm searching on Amazon. All the basswood is plywood growl. Dragon, look up Walnut Hollow. You can get basswood directly from them. That is, I got this from them. You can see it's a solid piece of wood. And these are the thin ones, and I have some other ones that are much thicker, like this. But they're solid pieces of basswood. There's no laminate over the top of it. Sometimes they do, if you can see the polar bear, there's a stripe down the middle. Sometimes they glue pieces together this way, but there's no laminate on the top, so that might be a safer alternative. Larry says eyes. Mellow Yellow says portraits. Mina, shading. So Lori Lee, thank you for your order. Fur and animals and portraits. Okay. Mina, a portrait. Okay. So Chris Jones, you're just beginning, so the basics. Okay, good. Cheryl says light source and shadows. Dennis, portraits. Those are tough. Lynx Lady, fur. All kinds and textures of fur. Okay. Oh, Jennifer, your DVD is not player's not working. Okay. You can put that if your computer. It's hard to find a computer that has a ROM drive anymore, a DVD drive, but you can put it there. Jennifer, if your DVD player won't work, send me a message and I'll just send you the digital copy. Since you already paid for one, I'll just send you the other one. Okay? If that might help. Steve, portraits and faces. Okay, yeah, Dragon, definitely go Walnut Hollow and just get basswood directly from them. They are in the wood burning business and their wood is very, very nice. Although it's wood, you will get some pieces that have blemishes or spots. That's kind of the nature of the beast. So try to incorporate those into, I don't know, your subject and hide them as best you can. Some pieces are flawless, others have blemishes. There's really not much that you can really do about that. And if you get wood from them, look under the sticker on top of the wrapped piece of wood. Sometimes there's little blemishes under there, but again, it can't be really helped. So I'm kind of going around and this paw, trying to build up some of the values around it. And Earthborn Graphics, beginner basics would be great too. Okay, so I have a book that is specifically for beginners. You can find that on my website. I think I'm low on inventory. I have 3 left. So, and I have 5 of my wildlife books left before I have to reorder. So, if you're looking at the basics, the beginning book might be a good one for you. I also have beginning basics DVDs that talk a lot about and show how to do some of the more basic stuff like strokes and temperature management and all that. So I still have, I think it ended yesterday, but anyway, I have a sale going on that would get you 30% off of instructional materials. It ended yesterday, but I can extend that if there's interest. So yeah, Jennifer, no problem at all. You already bought, the hard copy, so if you are having troubles playing that, just let me know and I'll send you the other one. That's not the cat. Okay. Hey, hun.
Hey.
I thought you were the cat for a minute. She's been raising havoc.
Ah. Nope, just me.
Oh, good.
Just this cat.
Just that cat. Frozen door.
Yes.
Um,
Hey, Boo. Hey, Boo Roasty.
Larry, you have a polar bear Christmas tree ornament. He's wearing a red Santa cap. That's cute. You could probably put that on this one too. That'd be fun. So again, I'm just really kind of jumping around here, starting to lay in some of the initial values that I'm seeing of the bear. And like we've talked before, this initial stage of kind of putting things in, making sure that you have the right values in the right places, the right shapes and form and all that, it takes a while. But then when you want to go ahead and do like more shading over the top of it, that goes faster. So it's like as you start a wood burning, it seems to take forever to get your dark values in, and then it goes a lot faster. So Terry, it says the website is still on. Yeah, I haven't changed my little thing at the top. But if you go to use that code and it doesn't go, I'll just, as soon as the live stream is over, I'll just go change the dates on my end to make sure that you guys get a chance to order something if you need to. Okay. Dragon, also, if you're looking for large pieces of basswood, there's a family-owned and operated business called Heineke Wood Products that you can get much larger pieces of wood, like up to 2 foot by 3 foot. Is the largest piece that I was able to get them to make for me. And they're really beautiful pieces of wood that I have not seen any blemishes in, really. So if you need bigger ones, take a look at Heineke Wood Products online. In order to order, you have to send them an email with your dimensions on and all that. And I think they just take a check. But they're great to work with. So Larry says, am I going to use acrylic paint for the white background or colored pencil, or am I getting ahead of you? Not sure. Since I have the black or this outline, I'll probably put a black background in there. I don't know. We'll have to see if this guy turns out okay or not. If he doesn't turn out, he'll just sit in my cupboard of lost and forgotten pieces. But hopefully he'll turn out okay. But I would probably do a black background, and then I don't know. You could always sprinkle and spatter some snow over the top of it, like we did the last time. That was fun. But to add like white highlights on the bear, I would probably do something controlled, like colored pencil. Hi. You have a question?
I do. Are you comfortable, or do you want me to kind of rejuvenate the fire?
It's up to you. I'm comfortable.
Okay, it's 71.
Okay, that's
We'll
fine.
just let it ride for a while.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm plenty toasty.
Okay. -4.
Outside?
Mhm.
Our thing still isn't working. The temperature thing? We'll have to fix it.
I think it's buried in snow.
Okay.
That's what the problem is. I'll fix it this weekend.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Okay.
4 below?
Yeah.
I knew it was cold.
Yep.
It's been so cloudy that our temperature weather station has died. But it's 4 below outside. So I'm kind of, in order to create that snout-like appearance, I need to produce shading around the jaw, if they have a jaw, to push that area back and then pull the snout forward, because dark dark things push back, lighter values pull forward. Larry, yeah, you've got that same cupboard too. Yeah. Terry, you can't see my pieces not turning out. Aw, you're very sweet. I've had a few over the years that I just kind of just walked away from because I was frustrated, which is not usually my motto. I usually hang in there till the bloody end, but of course at one point I've had like 40 different projects going at the same time, so there is that. I have an eagle, he's not here, that I started years ago and just haven't finished it. So there's those lost and forgotten projects. Yeah, 4 below, that's pretty cold. It was probably like 5 degrees today when I walked those 2 miles to go help the neighbors. It was cold. It was really cold. The sun came out once in a while, so that helped, but it was cold. So I'm just trying to get kind of the, you see I keep turning, trying to get the flow of the fur and kind of develop that. Dragon says, thank you. Most of my projects are 15 by 10. If anyone wants to see later after the live is done, cool. Awesome. Okay, you're on YouTube. Very cool. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Walnut Hollow has some really long pieces too that are pretty cool. They've got the bark on them. Those are kind of my favorites. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, our porch is looking pretty colorful. Oh my gosh, Chris, in the 80s. No, I like the winter, and I don't mind the cold. You get used to it pretty quickly. I'd rather take the cold than the heat, honestly. Because you can always throw another log on the fire. But we get like up into the 90s on occasion here for like a week or two in the summer. Ugh, you just can't cool down. So I'll take the cold. So just really trying to match the patterns of the fur. As the bear is standing, most of the fur is straight up and down, and then as it gets away from that center, it kind of follows the contours of the bear, and it kind of angles out a little bit. Dragon is saying, what glue would be safer to burn on? I would say none. Do not burn on glue. I know that these things do have a little bit of glue binding them, and I have sent Walnut Hollow a message years ago asking them what kind of glue they're using, and they really weren't specific. But any glue or anything like that, try to avoid if at all possible. These are pushed together really tightly, and you can't hardly see any glue for the most part. Try not to burn over glue. And if you do, wear a respirator, go outside something, do your research, and be safe. Hi, Tracy. So, yeah, it's really, really cold. Cheryl, it's been really cold. Okay, so let's see. Again, jumping all around here. I was hoping we could get this done in one session, but I don't know. I'm talking a lot. So I'm kind of rocking the burner into a more of a vertical angle so I can get into some of these little, I love how fur has these little V-shaped things. They're upside down V's that make the fur look kind of chunky. So thank you for your feedback on, you know, what skill you'd really like to master. That's great information, and I'll try to incorporate some more tutorials and learning opportunities to make sure that we cover those items. Barbara says, I would like to master the Versatile the way you have. Thanks. It's been a while. I think I love this burner because and the point, because I don't have to switch points. I can do pretty much whatever I want to without having to change points or feel like I'm limited. Like I can only burn one kind of texture or subject. I can pretty much do whatever I need to do and not change the point and just not slow down. So I think it's faster for sure. The one thing about this burner is it does have a limit to how hot it gets, so it takes longer to burn the darker values, whereas the razor tip or any kind of wire burner is going to heat up so much faster and burn much hotter, which you kind of have to be careful with. The Versatile is really hard to like damage the wood, really scorch it to where that top surface seems to just blister and peel off, which can happen with the razor tip. So this seems to be a deeper heat. It transfers down deeper into the wood. It takes longer to develop that darker value. So that's pretty cool. However, you know, it just kind of depends on your patience level and your preference as far as how patient you are when it comes to burning darker values. But even with the the razor tip, I think it's important to turn your temperature down. I don't think your point should ever be glowing red hot. I know that sometimes we see posts like that on social media where the burner is just glowing, literally glowing red. And I think that's kind of hard on your point. And if you were to touch, just barely touch the wood, it'd have this big pile of smoke and it would really damage the surface of the wood. So I like a smooth surface when I'm done, usually. So I try to be gentle with the surface of the wood. Anyway, yeah, Barbara, I think glowing shortens the tips too. I don't think it's very good to have it so scorched. So Tracy, yep, your books are on the way if they haven't been shipped yet. I've had a lot of orders this year, so I'm trying to stay on them just as much as I can. My sweet husband's going to take the last batch of orders to town tomorrow and get all that out. Wow. Yeah, Cheryl, be careful. That heavy snow is dangerous. We've had snow it's crazy. The last week of June, we had a monster snowstorm one year. And of course, all the trees are just, they've got all their leaves, and this snow hit and it just mashed everything over, really damaged the young quaky trees. And then another year we had the first week of July. We had the same thing. Just a crazy, crazy storm of snow. And it just mashes the trees and kills them and breaks them. So be careful for sure. So Jim, you're trying to work on those inverted V's in Santa beards and you're making progress finally. That's great. Yeah, once you kind of train your eye into seeing those inverted V's within fur or hair, I think it really helps make the burning process go a little bit better, a little easier. I know I really struggled with that too when I first started until it just clicked and I saw those inverted V's in there, it's like, oh, I see them now. And so you can put those in, and it helps. But just training your eye to see certain things is kind of one of the learning curves. Larry, that is a great point. Larry says that whenever it's cold in his shop, it affects the Versatool on its hottest setting, and he can't get the black background at first. I agree. Your ambient temperature plays a big part in this because it is a pretty low powered unit. If you have a fan or an open window, if you're whistling while you work or blowing on the point, that all will pull heat out of the burner. I remember I tried to do a live outdoor live demonstration with this tool, and it was in the fall and it was cold and a little bit breezy, and I could not get a dark value to save my life. So that's very true. So turn the heat up, Larry. Maybe that can help. But that's a very good point. Barbara, yep. Using both the Versatool and the wire tip is great because then you can kind of go back and forth and get the control over the lighter tones with the Versatool, and then you can kind of crank up that burner on the razor tip side and really go to town and make those darker values happen much faster. So it's nice to have a blend, and I agree with that. Boy, I'm trying to keep up here. Okay, so Barbara, you had a good experience with the smoke extractor fan for your demo. That's awesome. Good night, Dragon. Hope you have a great night. So TH is asking what's the best smoke catcher extractor that I'd recommend. We actually talked about that a couple weeks ago. Barbara, what was the one that you finally settled on? Because I don't have an extractor. Maybe you can help TH in what you would recommend. Barbara, you had to turn off the ceiling fan, working on a demo. Yep. Good night, Dennis. Hope you have a great night. Oh, TH, you forgot to write it down. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I think there's one like from Razor Tip as far as a smoke extractor. That's pretty good. He looks kind of funny, but we're just going to keep on going here. All right, I think I'm going to turn this a little bit sideways. I get caught up in the minutia, and I don't see the overall picture. So I'm going to come up here for a little bit. We're in the ugly bear stage right now. But I think adding some of those lighter values can really kind of round things out and make it look a little bit better. Thanks, Mina, so much for being here. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you in January. Merry Christmas to you too. And thank you so much for your help, Mina. So I'm really blowing on the point right now to try to cool this down. All right, let's kind of put this up. That's looking a little bit better now that we have a little bit more values in there. Thinking he's got little beady eyes. I think I'm gonna make his eyes a little bit bigger. And then this side of his face is more in shadow. And I don't know polar bears, so this could be a lady. I don't know. I think it's a guy. We'll call him George. This is George the polar bear. Okay, so I think I'm going to try to make his eyes a little bit bigger and a little less beady. So Jeff says, since you won't be doing any pods till January, I want to wish you and your family the very best. Thank you, and you as well. Yeah, this will be kind of it, because then next week the 23rd is like 2 days before Christmas, and then the following week is just a couple days before New Year's. So I think it'll be a good thing for everybody just to kind of rest and relax and enjoy the time with your family and work on your projects, and we'll kind of reconvene after the new year. So I'm trying to make his eyes a little bit bigger. That's better. Okay, well, we'll keep working on that. I know he looks kind of weird because of that outline, but anytime you work on a white subject with a light background, it makes it kind of a challenge. But we're going to keep going here. So I think I need to kind of darken up some of these areas in here. And so Lynx Lady says that Weller has a good smoke extractor that's good for wood burning. So that's great too. And it has a replaceable charcoal filter, she says. Cool. So I'm going to kind of darken these areas up a little bit more. Push those values darker. So Barbara, you're saying that the Weller one is a little bit more noisy. Okay, well that's good to know too, depending on what you need. Cool. So the more I kind of darken up this area, the chest area of the bear is going to push back because of the darker values, and that'll make this paw kind of pull forward. So before I start into this other paw, I want to make sure that I get the chest area dark enough to make sure that I get that separation of values. So Lori Lee has a great extractor, smoke extractor too. Cool. And same thing around this area. We're just going to darken that up a little bit more. Okay, then let's go ahead and work on this paw. So because of the way the light is falling, we're going to have a little bit of a darker value just above those claws. Now, having another reference photo that has some of the, like if we could push the values of the everything darker, that would allow me to see more information in the lighter values, which would definitely be helpful. You can even pull up a picture on the screen and kind of adjust with the values digitally, and that helps too. To kind of, you need to be able to see into the shadows and darken the highlights and all that to see what you're really working with. So I'm just going to do a little bit of general shading across the bear over here, because this whole side is going to be darker because our light source is coming from this side. And you can hear that tapping of the wood every time that I put the burner down. It's in that smooth arc of like an airplane landing. I come down, I touch the wood, and then I come and lift off. It's like a U-shaped motion. So every time that I do that, it creates that tapping motion, but it helps me to keep from getting the stop spots. I'm not putting the burner on the wood and just going back and forth, because you can see what happens is you get those stop spots every time you turn direction. So every single time that I put down the burner, it's a smooth transition. So down easy, off easy, down easy, off easy. Whether you're going forward or backwards, just burn with that arc. So that's that tapping noise that you hear. And fur is a little bit abstract, so that's kind of cool. This side of his face looks a little funny, but let's see if we can't make it work. So I think that's starting to kind of come along. It looks kind of like white fur. White fur is a tricky subject for sure, especially doing something so small. Thanks, Barbara. I appreciate it. I thought this would be a nice, easy little subject. And as I was doing the transfer on for the pattern, I'm thinking, oi, this might be a little bit more of a challenge than I thought. So just really make sure that you kind of turn your direction to kind of match the pattern of the fur. That's really very critical. And it makes for a much more natural finished product too. Whew. Okay. All right, I think we need to ground this bear. So let's work on some of the toes. So I'm still blowing on the point a little bit. I think you can probably hear that on the microphone, but I just want to make sure that I don't overburn anything. So we want to make sure that he's kind of seated on the ground. So I'm going to add more shading along the bottom. So you really won't see that outline so much when we're done. It'll look a lot more natural. That's another great reason to keep your outlines. If you do outlines, keep them quite light, because then you can hide them as you develop some more shading. Okay, and then it's kind of hard to see on the picture, but you can see a little bit of a shadow kind of in the background. So I want to try to create some ground for the bear, so George is not just floating in midair. So I'm going to turn this sideways, and we're going to work just a little bit on the foreground here. This will be real quick, and then we'll get back to the fur. So I'm just going to drop in some of these chunks of ice. There's also a little bit of a rounded, lightly shaded aspect where the bear meets the snow. And then I'm just gonna do this really quick and just lay the whole thing flat here and kind of add in a little bit of these darker things. And so that's the cool thing about the shading point. You don't just have to use the upper tip. You can rock it and lay it flat and use some of these other edges. All right, so that's a little bit better. We still need some blending and smoothing of values, but I like his chest and his paw. Those are looking pretty good so far. So let's see if we can't kind of keep going with that same feel down below. So just putting in these inverted V's to create the chunky fur appearance, and then blend around it. So this side shading will go pretty fast. Just try to really match the flow of the fur as it kind of angles out away from the center of the bear. So another thing when I'm doing these large sections of fur is it's easy to get into a pattern where you're following the flow of the fur and it gets very consistent. So sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll need to maybe change it up a little bit, and I'll kind of angle slightly off, just slightly. And that kind of makes the fur a little bit more irregular, but it still follows the pattern. What we don't want when we're burning fur is anything consistent, like, you know, consistent strokes that are all the same. We don't want to see that with fur. We want them to all kind of go in the same direction, but we want shorter strokes, longer strokes. They're going to vary slightly this way or that way. So try to avoid anything really regular. You want to go slightly irregular with a general feeling that it all goes together. Hard to kind of explain that one, but nature has so many irregularities and patterns. So you got to kind of marry the two. Just try to avoid consistent fur strokes, I guess, is kind of where I'm going at here. They need to be similar, but not exact. And so even though I'm on the highest setting, the heat setting for this burner, if you move it fast, you can burn some pretty light values. And then you can go back over and do some more layers and just move a little slower to create the darker values. Yes, Barbara, I agree. Nature is very awesome. And you've got patterns and you've got just really abstract and irregular things too. So as I'm coming in away from that light source, I'm going to continue to build up more layers, make things a little bit darker. Terry, you want to call him Ice because he's very cool. I like it. Cool. Ice is nice. So this is kind of the same thing that I would do with any furry critter. I would start with the darkest values first and kind of build up away from those and then go lighter to kind of finish it out. And it's amazing once you get into wood burning of a white subject, even though there's so much white, I mean, you know, it's a solid white subject, there are so many values in there that you can see that it's pretty cool. You can build up a lot of depth once you kind of trick your mind into realizing that your subject isn't completely white. There's so many different variations in there. And if you haven't seen, in my books, I did a tutorial for shading where I took a picture of a roll of toilet paper and built an entire shading lesson out of it, because I knew that, you know, most people have a roll of toilet paper that they can just put on a desk and study it, kind of like a still life. And it's a white subject, but there's so many values within a white subject if you get the right light source. So kind of fun, kind of cool as far as how much depth you can get with a white subject. Ice, ice, baby. Yep. I know that song too, Jennifer. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Fielderette. I appreciate it. And that's the fun and interesting and cool thing about being an artist, is that you can pick and choose what you see out of a reference photo, and you can push those dark values darker. You can accentuate the highlights, and you can make your artwork look better than the photo sometimes if you just draw out the certain elements that you like to see. So that's pretty cool. I'll never forget watching my dad paint these massive landscapes on, you know, in plein air, on location. And it's crazy because I'm looking at what he's looking at, this beautiful, majestic mountain scene, and his painting makes it look better. And it always floored me as far as how he could make something so beautiful look more beautiful. It was really, really cool thing to see and watch. So that's something fun as an artist. You get to pick out the areas that you really like, and, you know, you can make them better. A camera just captures what is visible. You get to add your own artistic nature and flair to that, which is pretty darn cool. Thanks, Terry. So Jim, you practiced that toilet paper project. Awesome. That I put so much time into that toilet paper project to show the shading scale, as far as if you burn a picture with only dark values, or if you burn a picture with only light values, or if you get that broad range of both light and dark, and how it can make such an impact to master values. I'm glad that it was helpful. I agree, Barbara. And if you're burning fur and it looks, see, this looks a little bit chunky and coarse, all it needs is a little bit more layering, because the darks and the lights are kind of fighting each other. We just need some more mid-tones in here. And it'll give it that softer, more rounded, fluffy look. So I would say if your fur looks like a bristle brush, really, really harsh like this, you probably need more shading. You have enough texture, but you need shading. And those go really hand in hand. Texture and shading. So it's 7:30. I do have a few more stickers to give away for tonight's giveaway. And since we already did a really cool question as far as, you know, what skill you really want to perfect. For this giveaway, if you're new here, I do like a weekly giveaway on the live streams, and it's open to everybody. And if you want to participate, cool, fine. And if you've already won, go ahead and comment anyway, because it just adds in more fun. And I try to keep track of who's won live streams so that we get somebody new each time. But tonight's question is, what do you want for Christmas? So you guys can go ahead and put that in there. What do you want for Christmas? And I will just select somebody to win. So the stickers are pictures of my artwork that I've created over the years. Don't have them, they're over there. But I've got some of my favorite projects, such as the soldiers. I think I have some bison, mountain lions, some of the projects from my books. So if you're wanting something fun and you want to just participate, hi Rich, glad that you are here. Larry, you got the grizzly bear mouse pad, awesome. That's great, I'm so glad. Okay, all right, TH, you want a 2-week getaway for Christmas. That's awesome. Terry says, for Christmas, I'd like everyone to stay healthy and happy. I agree. Lori says, wood burning books, and wood burning supplies. Yep. I'm right there too. I already got my Christmas present. I bought more pieces of wood.
Hey, Mom, remember I got you a present.
And my daughter got me something too.
2 things, actually.
2 things, yes. Thank you, kiddo. Barbara says, what I want for Christmas is for my studio cottage to be ready to move into. Ooh, that's a good one. I want a studio. Because right now I have a living room and the family has no living room. So, or like a corner of a living room. I'd love to have my own space too. Great idea. So Rich, you got your stickers on Wednesday. Awesome. Great. So glad they arrived. Larry, you want another outbuilding dedicated to your wood burning, like a studio. Very good. Feel the Rut would like a puppy. Black and white German short hair pointer puppy. Aw. You breed them. That's cool. Terry says, only gifts under our tree are for the dogs. I love it. You guys are great. You have very sweet dogs. Very cute dogs, Terry. They look so cute. Jennifer says she's looking at getting the Prism, like Prismacolor? Anyway, colored pencils, a box of 24. Does anyone have an opinion on whether this will cover most of my needs or should I go bigger? Jennifer, I started with something that size and then wound up getting like the set of 94, I think, for Christmas one year for my parents. Best Christmas present I ever got that I can remember. And 94 is plenty. I got a bigger set when I had the money, and a lot of them I don't use. So start with the smaller set for sure. You can always color in layers to blend your own colors, and sometimes I think that's easier. So I would definitely start with the smaller box of colored pencils. I love the Prismacolors, but I would start smaller for sure. Hi, the woodchucker, Doug. You're saying I would like just a tiny piece of your wood burning talent. Aw, such an amazing artist. Thank you so much. You guys are just awesome. So, Terry, you're going to get a new house in South Carolina. That's awesome. Very great. So, Mellow Yellow, your daughter gives you art supplies. Awesome. I like those Hobby Lobby gift cards too. Man, I could go broke in Hobby Lobby. Whether it's art supplies or like home decor stuff, I just love it. Fortunately, my nearest store is 2 hours one way, so that saves a lot of money. And I know my husband's here in the living room somewhere, probably listening in on this. Jeff is asking, I haven't seen you do anything with your ink, the alcohol inks lately. Are you still doing that? I love the alcohol inks. I have just been so booked that I haven't even had time. Finding a place to do that is difficult. Our family dynamics have changed. I gave up my studio for so that my sons can each have a bedroom. They were little and they shared their own bedroom, but now they need their own bedroom. So I gave up my studio for that, and so I've had to move a lot of my art supplies out, and things that I don't use regularly, like the inks, I haven't had much time to do much with. So, but I love the inks and I want to get back into it. Just time. I want more time for Christmas. And I want somebody to do like all the laundry and the cooking and the cleaning. That would be amazing. Could you imagine just 2 weeks of doing nothing but creating art? That would be an amazing Christmas present. That would be way cool. I'd miss my family though, because I could just like cloister myself and create art for a long time, but I love them. So I can't lock the door and just hide away for 2 weeks in Woodburn. That'd be fun though. So Rich, you're looking at a wire tip burner. Cool. Thanks guys. Thanks Terry. Thanks Jennifer. Yeah, Lori Lee, make sure you buy more white colored pencils. Lori Lee, that is a great suggestion. Jennifer, if your pencil set only has one white colored pencil, go out and buy more white. You'll never use more than white. It's great for blending. So buy more individual white colored pencils. Those are great. Okay. I think I'm kind of caught up in the chat. Let's see. My little paper. Hi, Tracy. Glad that you're here. Yeah, the bear, he's coming along. He's got a little bit more blending to do. Okay. Yeah. Hi, MT Game Calls. MT, is that stand for Montana? Just curious. Hobby Lobby gift card would be ideal. That'd be great. So Lori Lee says that she has the 48 kit would be better for the color pencils. She has the 24 and wish she had more. So, and that's, you can always buy another set, but those basics are, oh, you're in Montana. Okay, cool. Very cool. So Lori is asking, where can you get just white colored pencils? Go to Amazon and take a look and see what you can find there. Let's see. Yes, Terry, Faber-Castells are great as well. Jennifer says, oh dear, Jennifer, I hope that you're doing okay. You're in the hospital with pneumonia? Oh dear. I'm so glad that you joined in on the chat. I've had pneumonia many times. It's no fun. Please be safe and take care of yourself. Yeah, I see that, Larry. I'm not going to comment on it right now. I wish Mina were here and she could take care of that. Hey, since Mina's gone, does anybody else want to volunteer to be an admin tonight and maybe like delete some chats that we shouldn't really have? If you know how to do that and you want to be an admin, I think I can just click on your name and make you an admin. And then you can delete those hacker chats. Yep, Terry, we need Mina. Okay, if anybody wants to volunteer and you... Okay, Barbara, you did it. You blocked it. Okay, thank you. Cool, cool. Barbara, do you want to be like an admin tonight? I mean, admin for forever. I don't care. Because you do such a great job. Let me know. Okay, so Barbara, hang on a sec. I'm going to click on you. You are now a moderator for the channel, Barbara. So if you just click on the, yeah, Terry says the same thing. If you just click on the three dots next to somebody's message, you can block and report it. But I think if you're an admin, it'll just like make it go away. So Barbara, I think you are now a moderator. Yep. So anyway, being a moderator just gives you a little bit more control and being able to help me out as far as blocking evil people. Thanks guys for blocking that. I appreciate it. It's been a while since we've had that. Okay, so we're getting close on this. Yeah, Jennifer, be careful. Oh my gosh. I was flight for life, spent a week in ICU with pneumonia long time ago. I totally understand and pray that you'll get much better very quickly. Yeah, with asthma, yeah, I've got asthma, and that and pneumonia don't go together very well. Keep me posted, Jennifer, on how you're doing. Okay, cool. Thanks, Barbara. Awesome. Yeah, no evil people allowed. And Barbara, you've got the little wrench sign to your name now too. So, thank you very much for being willing to help. So Montana Game Calls makes turkey calls, deer calls, duck, goose, anything made of wood, bone, or horn. That's cool. So do you kind of decorate or accentuate your game calls with wood burning? That'd be really interesting and very cool. So I'm just kind of darkening up this side of the bear because it's in shadow. So just some real light strokes here. You do? Okay. Montana Game Calls. That's awesome. I'd love to see what you do. That's really neat. My mom is an avid hunter and has used a lot of you know, game calls over the years. So I'd love to see what you do. All right, well, our little polar bear is doing okay. I would like to create some more depth around its face, but I think I might hold off until I pull up another photo to get a little bit better information as far as the values, as far as where I need to add shading. Looks like I could probably do a little blending here, but I think his head needs a little bit more work. I just can't quite see on the reference photo the values that I want. So I might just kind of go ahead and build up. I'm seeing some areas that I need to kind of adjust on the bear. So I'll keep working on that. So Earthborn Graphics, you're getting your own Hobby Lobby. That's awesome. Yeah, mine is 2 hours one way to get to as well. Yep, Hobby Lobby is just fantastic. So fun. So many cool creative things there. So when I'm looking at my burning, I get so caught up in the little tiny minutia that when I step back and I look like up on the screen, I can see what you guys are seeing, and I get a step back and I'm able to see how the values are kind of working out and behaving. And so it's neat and it's helpful to kind of step back from your project is my point. Step back, take a step back. Oh, the drawing, sorry. Jim H is going to be the winner of tonight's giveaway. So, congratulations, Jim. And please let me know, Jim, if you're still here. I hope you're still here. But Jim, you are the winner of tonight's giveaway of stickers. You get 2 stickers of your choice. One for you, one for a friend, whatever you want. You can do 2 stickers of the same thing, or 1 and 1, you know, a soldier and a bear or whatever. So you can mix and match, totally fine. But congratulations, Jim, on winning tonight's giveaway. He looks fluffy. Ah, thanks. Yep, he's getting there. He's starting to get more fluffy, and I think once we add, whether it's a gradiated background or a solid dark background, I think he'll look better once we get rid of that outline. So is Jim still here tonight, Jim H? If you're still here, Jim, shout out. Let us know if you're still here. Sorry, we got sidetracked as far as the other topics, and I forgot to announce the winner of the giveaway. So Jim, I think I have your information if you've already left. Hi Angela, glad you can be here. Oh, you're watching, wonderful. I was wondering how you were doing tonight because I hadn't heard from you. Glad that you're here. Say hello to your company for me. So we're just gonna kind of add a little bit darker values and kind of tweak these up a little bit. So I think this paw needs a little bit more work. Where's Jim? Is he still here? I don't see in the chat if Jim has... has commented. Anyway, I'll try to track him down if he's left already. So that's looking a little bit better on the paw. Okay. I think his feet could use a little bit more shading as well. Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, this was a fun project. The kids just really loved the bear sitting. I wanted to do like an ornament or something for the, just before Christmas. But this guy was so cute, and I thought it was perfect. So we wound up going with the full-length bear instead of the ornament. Some more side shading. Thanks, Montana Game Calls. Yeah, I grew up in a hunting family, and my mom did, she was an elk hunting guide for many years on a big ranch here in Colorado. So if ever I need help with anything like that, she's the one to ask. My dad, too, is a great hunter, and he's done a lot of hunting, too. So I was blessed to be raised in a hunting family. Cool. Yep, always learning more. That's great. So do we have any questions? It looks like we're about 8 minutes out, and just wondering if there's any questions as far as what we've done tonight, or I guess what I plan to do. I'll probably burn something around the bear. I don't think I'm gonna go with a black background now. I think I might do a gradient. So that'll be like, I start here and kind of make it darker close to the bear, and then I'll just start pulling that shading out a little bit and make it lighter, kind of like this. And that'll really, as you can see, it'll make that bear pop forward, and it'll push the background back a little bit. So I think that's kind of what I'll probably do. And that'll make that outline that is around the bear, just make it kind of disappear. So if you're just kind of joining us here at the end, we will not have another live stream until January 6th. That way everybody can kind of, take a break, enjoy the holiday season, and I need to kind of, regroup and just see the best way to move forward in the new year as far as projects and tutorials and all that, and just spend some time with the family. So I hope everybody else can spend some good time with your family and friends over the holiday season. I pray that you stay safe and just really have a lovely, lovely next couple weeks. And again, if there's something that you want to purchase, as far as my sale, as soon as the live stream is over, I'm going to go and reset the dates for my sale for a little bit longer. So if anybody needs to buy something or needs a gift or whatever, you can get 30% off on all of my educational materials. So books, DVDs, tutorials, downloads, you can get 30% off of those for now. So I will make sure and change that. But thanks, Lorelei. Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, I'm thinking, as you can see, just kind of a nice subtle value change between the bear and the background. And I think that'll really make it pop. So, and we can do that over here as well. I'm going to take just a couple minutes here and see if I can't tie him into the background a little bit better so he's not floating. And this will really pull him forward and kind of make that rounded appearance for sure. So Jeff is saying, when I do the background, will you please post a snapshot? Yes, I'll post pictures of this when it's done, probably on Facebook. So Earthborn Graphics, you've not seen a wood burning from start to finish. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, the ugly duckling stage is tough. It's very discouraging. It's an easy place to kind of get into and then just like, eek. I mean, even I was saying, I don't know if this is going to turn out or not because I was stuck in that ugly duckling stage. But once you put in more values and kind of round out the value scale, it comes together pretty quickly. Cool. Thanks, Tracy. Yep. Grew up in a hunting family. Love it. Cool. Yeah, Lori Lee, if you rewatch and burn alongside next time, I'll get that pattern out this weekend and put it on Patreon. So if you're not on Patreon, $5 a month to start can get you access to all the past tutorials and live streams, and you get the patterns and the reference photos to do these too. And then you can burn along at your own pace, and it's fun. Okay, thanks, TH. I'll go ahead and reset that link. So just go to my website and just put in the code and it'll be fine. Just give me like 10 minutes. Thanks, Barbara. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Lori Lee. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, Tracy, I think he's really starting to stand out a little bit more. Just a little bit more shading here. And he'll kind of come alive. Thanks, TH. Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Tracy. Merry Christmas, Larry. I agree. It's all about Jesus. Merry Christmas, Angela. So I got like 2 minutes here. Let's see if we can't really make George the ice bear stand out. And you can see how I'm keeping these irregular edges whenever I'm blending large areas. It's just so much easier to blend a large background or anything if you have these irregular areas that then they can just kind of like fit together. If you try to shade in like rose, it doesn't shade very well. You always get that dark spot in between. Thanks, Cheryl. Merry Christmas. And I'm going really fast here, guys. So bear with me. R. It's a bear. So he looks like he's on fire now. Yes, Terry, we'll miss you too, for sure. Everybody have just a great time. Enjoy the time with your family and friends and create some fun project. And I won't leave it like this. I'll like cover the whole background and make it all tie in. But I just want to show you how with a white subject, especially if you kind of shade around it. Boy, I mean, he's popped forward like crazy, and it looks more well-rounded and three-dimensional. So getting rid of that outline around him has helped a lot. But I like putting that outline in to begin with lightly, just to give your subject a little bit more shape and form. Kind of like that. So I'll keep working on this and then post it on probably my Facebook page, and you guys can see the finished result. But I wasn't sure if it was going to turn out okay or not, but I really love the fluffiness in like the chest. You can see I didn't burn as much as in the picture, so I have some nice highlights and some lighter areas in here. I really like that. I want to do a little bit more blending on the head, maybe darken up that paw a bit and put in more of the background. But hopefully you guys can kind of see how we got to this point, and I encourage you to try this on your own. I will put that, like I said, that pattern on Patreon this weekend. So, all right, thanks Mellow Yellow. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. So glad that everybody's here. Larry, I don't know if I'll have a pattern of Jesus or not. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, that over Christmas, I have a commission to do, and then I want to do my own personal project and finish that wood burning of Jesus. It's going to be a lot of textures for sure and a challenge. But thank you, Jennifer. Praying for you. Hope that you get to feeling better very soon. Thanks, Steve. Have a Merry Christmas as well. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and have a wonderful holiday season. Good night.